Okay, so we're at the end of day one. It's about 5:30 in the afternoon, and I'm taking a break for today. But I got the motor out. I'm quite surprised it only took me this afternoon to do it. I was expecting it to take a bit longer. But yeah, it's came out quite easily, and it looks to be a pretty good condition engine for what it is. Especially things like these fittings, these brass fittings on the engine, they look brand new. Same goes for the Welsh plugs in the head. I don't know about the block though. I had to make it a bit quicker to take it out. I actually didn't remove the clutch cable from its bracket, but I'll do that tomorrow, and I'll be able to fit the clutch cable to that engine, and I'll be taking that one out tomorrow, or it might take 2 days or something like that. I don't know. It's working at a pretty steady pace. Well, that reminds me. This piece of the front apron was cut out. I'm guessing, because this used to be turbo, I'm guessing it was for an intercooler. That's what it looks like now. So I've actually got to get that welded back in. Luckily I know someone with a MIG welder who actually did my exhaust for me. So, for my TD very recently, so I'll be able to get him to tack that in. And if not, I've got someone else who is a MIG welder who might be interested in helping. So there's that. That's one of the things you need to do. Actually, I'll show you some of the, because I did find a little bit of rust. I mean, it's a Gemini, of course it's going to have rust, but that's pretty good. That's just surface rust. That's fairly common. And down there's not too bad. I mean, I'll be sanding all that back before it goes, because I don't like having a rusty car sitting there when I can probably sand it back and undercoat it in some way. But this side is quite bad. That guard, it's got quite a nasty, quite a very big rust hole. It goes all the way to there. But this is just putting it back on the road. It's not necessarily making it mint. Now, I've already showed that I put this particular seat in. I did find, I was wondering what was going on with the ignition barrel, and it's been ripped out, and that's where it is. So I've actually got to get this piece of plate out of the way and just screw it back in, and it should work. Which means that I'll be able to start the car when it's running. I took the shift stick out. I've got a rubber grommet that I've got spare to put in there to seal that hole up. This is a standard Gemini, not an SL, so they don't actually have a center console for the shifter, which is it's a good thing because I don't have any spare. And I did find, this is quite lucky, the two-tone red and black on the outside. This is the red for the lower section, and there's about half a can left. So I'll be able to use that on that guard, which I'm putting on. It's come along pretty well for the first day. I mean, 1 down, 13 to go. So from this point on, it's probably only going to get harder. I mean, I've got to do a lot more stuff. I did learn something very interesting. It's got a welded diff in it, a welded center. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that, because I don't really, since it's a road car, I don't really want to put it on the road with a welded diff on it. So what I might do, and it will take a lot of work and will probably eat up a lot of the time, is take the diff out of that one and just swap it straight over to this one. The only thing you really have to do is swap the brake lines over, like thread them in. And both cars need their brakes bled, so it's not a problem for me to do that. And also, because this is just a standard base model Gemini, it doesn't have a brake booster, so it's just got a master cylinder there, and it needs new screws because those don't seal all that well. They're quite corroded, and this whole section where the brake master is quite corroded. But I'm not going to take anything out and clean it up, because that's not what I'm trying to do. It's not terminal rust, so I don't need to worry about that. the buyer can focus on getting it in mint condition when he takes possession of it. There's not much else. I need to cut that bracing out soon as well, before I put the other engine in. There's a lot of work that I have to do before I put the new engine in, actually. So yeah, I'll leave it there, I reckon.